Hello there, my name is Brian, you're watching Game Brigade, and today I thought it would be kind of fun to do a video regarding 2023 and the games that I'm really wanting to play in my collection. And I tried to pick some games or topics that I haven't really talked about on the channel, so that way you guys have a fresh take on some of the games that I am really wanting to play for various reasons in 2023. Now, this video stemmed from a video that I thought would be fun to do, which is where I was going to be doing my most played games of 2022. And I was kind of shocked to see what games I've actually played the most of. I was like, man, I didn't realize how many games I played. Some of them make sense because they're campaign games. A lot of the campaign games dominated playtime. But it made me think of games that I was like, man, I really wish I got more plays of that game, or I wish I played that game in general. So here we have a list of games that I want to talk about because they are games that I've wanted to play for a while and I either haven't for various reasons. Most of the reasons I don't get to play the games in my collection that I want to play is generally because as a content creator, we have limited time, and when I do have a review copy that I'm working with, or I have deadlines with Kickstarter reviews, those games usually take majority of my playing time for, most of the year, it feels like. So when I do get a chance to play games that are my own collection, we've been going back to some of the same games, which is kind of what that video, the games I played most of 2022. And I thought that maybe talking about the games that I want to play in 2023 would be fun. I did a very similar video in 2020 or 2021, and funny enough, I failed because I didn't play any of those games. I did a list of 5 games I really want to play. But those were all Shelf of Shame games, and I still haven't played those games. It's real bad. So really got to figure out a way to maybe schedule the games like that. So thank you to Into the AM for sponsoring my video. If you go to their website right now, you can check out some cool graphic tees. I'm wearing one right now, as you can see. And you can check out these tees and get a bundle for $15 off, and use my coupon code BOARDGAME for an additional 10% off site-wide. Let's start with Viticulture. Now, this is a Viticulture. This is the Essential Edition, and I've gotten here Tuscany, as well as I think the Moors expansion, everything but Viticulture World. And I was contemplating getting Viticulture World so that I could potentially do a review, but I was like, man, it's been so long since I've played Viticulture in general that I really should be playing Viticulture more so I can get the game flow back before I even consider doing Viticulture World. Part of the reason I wanted to do this is I've been covering all my Stonemaier games. The next review I'll have going up is Libertaria, so that should be here shortly. And then probably Viticulture after that, and then maybe Viticulture World. We'll see. I haven't decided if I'm picking up Viticulture World or not. That would be mostly for my wife because of the co-opness. But yeah, Viticulture is a game where you are taking over a farm, a wine farm from your family, and you are in the process of making different types of wines, selling your vineyards and hiring specialists. It's very, very enjoyable, and you can't see it anymore. It's up here. When we played this last time, I loved it so much. I didn't want to buy it, though. I decided to buy Vinos. And we haven't played Vinos since such a long time either. So I decided to pick up Viticulture. It's a little bit easier to table, easier to palate. So that's what this one is. And also, there's no list in terms of a top order. These are the 10 games I want to play in some sort of fashion, but it doesn't mean there is a list to it. The next game is LOTR Journeys in Middle-earth. Now, I purchased this copy. If you guys remembered my vlog that I did where I was doing not daily vlogs, but weekly vlogs, I went to a game sale and a person was selling this, included the insert and several expansions, and I wanted to pick it up. And I bought it. I actually didn't buy it. My friend bought it, and then he saw that I wanted it as well, and I bought it from him for the same price. So I was very grateful that he did that. The unfortunate thing, though, is I haven't played it yet. It's been sitting on my shelf waiting to be played, just because it's another campaign game that I want to get into, and I don't seem to have the time. But there shouldn't be a reason to hold up. I really want to play this game. It does require an app, which isn't a big issue for me. allows me as a player to play as a hero, which has been one of my biggest reasons I've stayed away from a lot of these Descent-like systems. But FFG has really implemented this app system in a lot of their games now, and I played a little bit with Imperial Assault. We did a few sessions with it. The app was serviceable, not the best, but serviceable. So my beanie's kind of riding up. So let's put that over there. This is just a mess. Okay, next is Gaia Project. Now this is one that I picked up at the game sale as well. This is actually an unpunched copy, so it's basically brand new. I've been wanting to get Gaia Project for a long time because I've heard a lot of great things about this game. I think I watched a review from Shelf Side, and they were very, very positive about this game. It's from the Terra Mystica world, the continuation of that. It's kind of... you're going to be building up your galactic empire using different types of science effects and whatnot. I have another game called Beyond the Sun that I haven't played yet, still in seal. That kind of has a similar feel, I think. But yeah, this is one I've been really, really wanting to play. I was happy to finally find it. It's been super hard to find for a good price. I found it at that game sale and really want to play it. So that's the first game, the Gaia Project. Next, we just talked about this game, but I wanted to highlight it again, only because I think the game looks really cool. This is Hildegard, Spire's End, Hildegard actually, Spire's End, Hildegard. And in this game, you are playing as this character here, and you are going to be going on a little adventure, rolling dice to score hits or successes. And you manipulate the dice to score different types of bullseye effects for whatever you're needed for those cards. I like how this system works, and the story is kind of quirky and fun as you go through. And I think this is a game that people should check out and take a look at. I'll put a link to the store where you can pick this up for yourself if you are interested. But the reason I want to highlight it is because this is going to be probably the first game I'm going to really delve into for my solo content here at Game Brigade Studios. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a playthrough of this or just a solo review for it to give you my experiences and talk about what I recommend it. But this is going to be it. And after that will probably be Hoplomachus. But I really wanted to feature Spire's End because I do think this is a really, really cool game. And I think people would enjoy it. And it seems super simple to get into. The next one, I talked about this as well in the last video. So we're kind of doing a combination here. Star Wars Legion. Now, I'm showing some battle packs that I picked up. These are upgrade expansions. I've got the core set finally in. And Star Wars Legion is a tabletop miniatures war game. I think it's 2 players. I wasn't say 2 to 4, but it's 2 players. We're basically a player. You have your own faction, either the Republic, the Separatists, the Empire, or the Rebels, and you are dueling another player going after some sort of objective that the players have decided at the beginning of the game. It's really cool. It looks awesome. Now, I have played a lot of tabletop miniature games, especially the games were from Fantasy Flight. Now, this is hosted by a new company, AMG, I believe. So I'm hoping to see what the quality is and see how good the gameplay is. But I'm really, really excited for it. And I want to show some content of painting miniatures and whatnot. So that's one of the other reasons I wanted to kind of highlight this in this video, because I'm very, very stoked to finally do some wargaming, because I think it's underrepresented in our board game space, and I want people to enjoy it. Another kind of divergent, I'm kind of showing my diversity here in terms of gaming spaces. I want to really dive into Dungeons and Dragons and different types of role-playing experiences on tabletop. So I've got, just as a visual representation for you guys, I've got 2 systems that I'm going to be checking out. Obviously, you've got the standard 5e Dungeons & Dragons. This is the Dungeon Master's Guide. I am going to be replacing this table that I have here at some point, and my new table is going to actually have a compartment, a whole section for a DM for me. So I'm going to be very, very excited to kind of push more D&D type content, just to talk about stories or experiences. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, or maybe just talk about different types of campaigns you might want to be interested in picking up. The other one here is this Dune game. I have talked about this in a previous video, but I figured I'd talk about it now. This uses a different type of system. It's the 2D20 system, so different than what 5e offers, but I heard it's a really, really cool system that really integrates role play very well, and I've been very interested to try this out. So I want to, highlight more of this type of content, as well as Tenaris. If you guys know Arena, the contest, and Tenaris has a Dungeons and Dragons module that was an entire Kickstarter for it. I would love to highlight that on the channel as well. So those are different types of stuff that I'm really kind of working into, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Is that kind of things that you would be interested in? The next game that this is kind of put your feet in the fire game, because Root is an incredibly fun and unique experience, but it is very hard to get to the table. And I have everything up to the Clockwork expansion, maybe the Underground expansion, I believe it was called. So I have several different expansions in here, and I stopped buying expansions. So I didn't buy the Marauders because I wasn't playing this nearly enough to warrant the cost that it kind of is. So I kind of held off. But I really want to say, if this is going to remain in my collection, which it's a game that definitely deserves a spot in a collection, it's an incredible experience. But if I'm not playing it, it's time to move on. So I want to put it on the list because Root is a war game that I do think I would love to see more of. There is a app I've heard on for the PC, a digital version of this game, which helps teach you the game, but I also hear it's actually a very good streamlined version. Maybe I'll take a look at that. I used to do a lot more streaming content on the channel. Maybe we'll stream some Root gameplay online. These are all options. The next one is Cloud Spire by Chip Theory Games. Now, this is the miniatures expansion box that I pulled off the shelf. The other one is too oppressive to consider pulling out. I didn't want to just bring the lid. But Cloud Spire is a game that I bought when I was getting more into the Chip Theory systems, and I really wanted to try it, but I didn't get a chance to play it yet. I really dove more into Too Many Bones. Too Many Bones is a game I want to play more of, but it's a game I've played a lot of. Chip Theory, Cloud Spire is a game I've never played, and it's kind of weird because I think there's a fear of learning the rules or just diving into another heavy game that I just have held off. This does have a solo element. I've been told that the solo experience is very, very good. So while I'm diving into Spire's End down here, maybe it's worth it to kind of consider diving into Cloud Spire as well. So that's one of the games I have out here. This is a game where you are going to be doing kind of a tower defense. Each player will have a section that's their base, and you are going to be spawning minions and heroes and different types of units to defeat the opponent and eventually take over their base. Now, again, I haven't played it. It's been a long time since I've looked at Cloud Spire, but that's the rough end of it. And yeah, looking forward to that one. We've got two more. How do I make some room here? Let's move my helmet. My fighter pilot helmet that I wear. All right, we've got two left on the list. The next one, Steel and Seal, and that's a problem because I received this game about 6 months ago from Kickstarter, and that's Guards of Atlantis 2. This is another tower defense game. I backed this because of Alex from Board Game Co. so highly talked about it during his Should You Back video, and I figured, I was actually mowing the lawn. I can still recall exactly when I was listening to his video. Mowing the lawn, he was talking about it and raving about it, and I said, you know what, that sounds like a cool game. This is another tower defense game where you are going to be controlling a specific hero set. I hear it's really good at 4 players up, so I wanted to try it out. But again, it's another system that is a little bit intimidating, so I haven't opened it up, but I should because I think it's going to be really, really cool. So that's that one. We have one more left, and that is Chronicles of Gore. There's 1 million boxes. We just grabbed the core set for today. Chronicles of Gore, Age of Darkness. There should be the expansion is going to be coming out very, very soon. And I wanted to really experience this campaign all the way through prior to the expansion coming out so that I can just dive right into that expansion. I've brought this game up to my player group several times, like, hey, is anyone interested in playing a campaign of Chronicles? And for some reason, no one's really been that interested. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's board game fatigue. Could be multiple things. But it makes me wonder, do I have to kind of dive into the solo, or do I have to figure out maybe just one partner to play with? because I do want to experience this game. And it's a very, very unique system. I like the way it works. I like the way it integrates expansions. As you're moving through the campaign, it'll say, hey, if you own this expansion, this is where you can integrate it into this campaign. Otherwise, do this. I thought that was really cool. So I'm looking forward to playing this game some more. Now, I have played this game. I talked about this previously. I got this game originally from the publisher for a review, but they just sent the core game, and the core game did not have enough for me to warrant playing it. And I even told them, I was like, the core game is unfortunately very, very bare, and you don't get nearly the experience of what the system offers. So I decided to buy it from the Kickstarter myself. I sold the copy he gave me, bought the game again, and now that I've got all the Kickstarter exclusive stuff, I can actually play the game fully as intended, and I think as a more enjoyable experience. So that's it. Those are the 10 games that I am really wanting to experience and bring to the channel and just kind of share with you guys, you know, when I talk about board gaming and kind of my love of gaming. So what do you guys think? Are any of these games that you're interested in, or what are some things that I should be kind of looking at? I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Is there anything that I'm missing that you think I should really take a look at more in depth? Maybe hidden gems or anything like that? I'd love to know. What kind of content would you like to see on Game Brigade in 2023? Because remember, this is a community. The channel's here for you guys. I make the videos because I'm just like one of you. I just want to share my love of board gaming and the hobby in general. So that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again. If you are new here, remember to click the subscribe button. I always appreciate those people that are joining the community. And if you really want to support the channel, we have a few different ways you can support us. I have a sponsorship from Into the AM you can check out. I'll have a link down below. Using my code BOARDGAME will get you 10% off. That is a subtle way of helping me because they are a channel sponsor, so they help my channel throughout the month by giving us monetary support, which is really, really helpful for me. Alternatively, we also have a Patreon where you can support my channel through the Patreon link, where you can talk to me behind the scenes. We can have conversations, and I do sometimes post videos discussing what's going on and kind of what's happening. And I also offer Patreon giveaways where I will, you know, give things to people on whims if I have something available that I don't need. It's not really giveaways, it's more like here's on offer kind of thing. And that's about it. You can also join the Discord. We have conversations down there. I'd love to have you guys check out the Discord. I'm going to wrap this up. I've been really talking for a long time. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Hope you all have a very safe holidays and a new year. I will see you in 2023.